Good good afternoon, everybody. It's David Schlotthauer, or it's Weather Force. It's Weather Force here with live severe weather coverage across the Kansas area, where now a tornado watch has been issued for western Kansas, eastern Colorado, where we do have some semi-discrete supercell going on across Leoti at this time, and we have another storm that's tornado warned. This is going through Bird City, McDonald. I hope you guys are having a great, awesome Thursday. I don't know if you guys want me to change my YouTube channel name back to the original David Schlotthauer. Let me know in the live chat. I've noticed once I made that YouTube channel name change, it has really hurt my channel significantly. So I don't know if I should change it back. I think I will right now. I'm going to change my name back on my YouTube channel, so I don't get in trouble. I don't want to get in trouble on YouTube. But we're going to keep an eye on severe weather. But yeah, we're tracking a severe thunderstorm right now in Bird City, McDonald, folks. This is tornado warned, so please take shelter if you are in the path of this storm, which I'm sure a couple of you are that are watching the stream at the moment. So I hope you all are doing great. Again, my name is David Schlotthauer. Welcome to the live stream coverage. Boy, my average retention score is bad. So please share this with your family and friends on social media.
Are you trying?
So we are watching some severe weather, folks, right now. If we actually go to GR or go to Radar Omega, this is what we have right now. So we do have a strong thunderstorm in Bird City, McDonald right now. This is in Kansas. This is in Kansas. This is moving into Nebraska, folks. We are talking about a strong potential tornado, or a strong supercell here capable of producing a tornado. We also have another supercell to the northwest of Binkelman at the moment. This is also producing 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts and 1.25 inch hail. So we're talking about some big hail with these storms, folks, and that's going to be the thing this evening. Hailstones, possibly 2 to 3 inches in diameter, that are anticipated as these storms continue to move off towards the northeast at about 35 to 45 miles an hour. Part of that low jet, we got the moisture, we got the ingredients there for severe weather that are going to continue. So again, you can see how these storms have evolved throughout the last few hours, really popping up. And just most recently, we had storms really fire up right now due to daytime heating, and we have that boundary that is basically moving towards Goodland right now. More than likely an outflow, or more than likely a remnant outflow boundary and some cooler air on the back side of that. So interestingly enough, some of these storms could be somewhat also elevated as well, but remaining fairly intense as they do so, because we have a lot of moisture in the atmosphere for these storms. All right. So what's up, Harbor Girl? Welcome to the stream. I only have one person watching, folks. So if you guys haven't subscribed or shared this live stream with your family and friends on social media, my goal is to provide the most accurate live weather information that I can possible on my live streams. All right, but it's really hard to do that if we only have one person watching the stream. So again, please share this with your family and friends on social media and everything like that, because I do plan on doing a lot more of these, but it's really hard these days when I'm really busy with other things. But I try and 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 I try to provide to do these severe weather live streams. We're already getting ready for hurricane season for June all the way through November. So, no, I'm not chasing Grizz 8. No, I'm not. I am not in Texas. So, Bird City, if you're in McDonald, again, we do have that tornado warning that does continue. Severe thunderstorm warning for 1.5 inch hail on that storm. Again, this is all in Kansas. In fact, the majority of this is happening now in southwestern Nebraska, into northwestern Kansas, and northeastern Colorado. We're seeing those storms really fire up, okay, due to some daytime heating on one end of the dry line. In fact, look at the dew point here. We're seeing dew point in Yuma of 9 degrees, whereas if you're in Ray, you're at 54 degree dew point temperature, and over here near Sterling, you're at 50 degree dew points. So once again, we are seeing some severe weather, and right now, we're now seeing just a couple of severe or a few or several severe thunderstorm warnings. And then we also have a line of severe weather that is taking place right now over the western half there of South Dakota, where we have a 3-inch hail marker on that storm. In fact, if we take a look at echo tops, we have echo tops between 40 to 50,000 feet at the moment with this activity, as this begins or continues to move eastward at about 15 to 30 miles an hour. All right, so again, I hope you guys are doing great. Again, for some reason, my streams are no longer being recommended on YouTube. I don't understand why that is. No, I'm not doing this for the views. I'm doing this because I want to do some severe weather live streaming, but it's really hard to do that when we only have 3 people watching this live stream. So again, please, folks, all I ask you all to do is please share this with your family and friends on social media. It is not that hard. All you need to do is hit the share button on the bottom of this live stream, and also subscribe to the channel, because I do try on doing these live streams for you all, but it's really hard when I only have 3 people watching. Virtually no one's watching my streams anymore, so I don't understand why that is. I don't know if it's because I don't live stream on severe weather anymore, which I clearly do. I just can't do it as often as I would like to. I'm hoping this does not hurt the hurricane season, because I do look forward to tracking hurricanes in real time with you all, even before they make landfall, doing some discussions on that. All right. Apparently, I've been shadow banned, according to what Harbor Girl is saying. I don't understand why I would be shadow banned for causing no fear or hype. Maybe a lot of people are reporting my channel. That could probably be one of the reasons why. So, again, I only have one person watching my live stream right now. Only one person. So, again, if you can please share this with your family and friends on social media, that would really, really help out. I don't like begging. I'm not trying to beg here, but when I only have one person watching my stream, why do a severe weather live stream when you only have one person watching, right? At least, you know, I am warning them. You're the only person. If you're in the path of this, at least I'm saving lives, right, with one person watching. And I think it's... Okay, that's weird. Okay, Diana and Chase are watching the stream, but it's only saying I have 2 people watching right now. So interesting. So again, we are tracking severe thunderstorms right now. McDonald, Atwood, if you're in Liddell, Herdon, if you're in Binkelman, if you're in Stratton, Trenton, if you're in Palisade, you're in the Hamlet area in Nebraska, please have your weather radio turned on, because we are seeing severe storms pop up. And what is causing all of these storms to pop up is if we actually go over to our severe weather analysis part of this. Let's go to RTMA data. Actually, let's unload this product. Actually, let's get rid of that. There we go. So that will work. Hopefully this works. So if we go to RTMA data, we can actually see this actually loads for us, and it does. Hooray! It actually loads. Wait. Yeah, there it is. So this is actually RTMA data. This was updated about 45 minutes ago. And what we have right now, actually, is if we go... Let me actually bring up one more product. Let's do dew point temperature. Kendall Moucher, I will release my next Atlantic hurricane season forecast on May the 1st. Don't miss out on that. May the 1st, I will be releasing my next Atlantic hurricane season forecast. So pretty much this is now, this is pretty much now a stationary boundary, so to speak. So right now this has not really made any headway at all. It's pretty much just kind of sitting there. So if we bring this up, we can see where our warm front is pretty much located. So it's located right here, our stationary boundary, that is. And you could actually use temperature analysis in real time to figure out where we do have a boundary, which is really cool. So right now, where we do have a stationary boundary is right in here. But when we actually look at our dew point temperature, this is what we're going to also bring up. So our dew point temperature is going to be right in here. This is where we do have a dry line that is kind of draped, kind of mixed bag right now. This is where our dry line would pretty much be located right along the western Oklahoma area. This is mixing and sharpening a little bit. So you can see where our dry line is. And when we actually go to our analysis, of our GOES satellite. We actually take these off. There we go. So that's pretty much where our boundary actually is. Well, to be exact, it's probably right in here, going over Nest City. But there's your dry line, and this is where we're seeing these storms really fire up along that boundary at the moment. And we have a lot of instability to the south. In western Oklahoma, we have surface base cape that is very high, very sufficient for strong thunderstorm potential. Yeah, I'll tell you guys right now, it is going to be a very active Atlantic hurricane season. Again, I know some of you, few of you are very interested in watching my Atlantic hurricane season forecast. You could actually find that on my YouTube channel. All you have to do is go to my YouTube channel where you can find my Atlantic 2024 hurricane season. I will have a second version of that on May the 1st, so do not want to miss out on that at all. Okay. Again, only have 4 people watching, so please share this with your family and friends on social media. It really means a lot because, again, my goal eventually is to do more of these videos, all right, or more of these live streams as often as I can possible. But of course, competition is out there, and that's what's making it much harder. Kansas City could see substantial tornado potential. It is definitely a guarantee that will actually be happening. If we take a look at our NAM forecast, so let's go over to pivotal weather over here. Let's bring that up. So for let's go here. So the significant tornado parameter, of course, for today looks pretty high, especially down here. But most of the tornado potential is pretty much occurring right now, or will occur overnight tonight. So through 06Z, we have our best chance of a tornado over here that could be strong. And then that kind of goes away. And then tomorrow it re-energizes. And then really, right in here for Saturday, we'll more than likely have a moderate risk out. Right over the Oklahoma area, this is where I think our moderate risk will probably be issued from the Storm Prediction Center. Right in here is where I think we have huge potential to seeing a strong tornado, possibly a violent tornado in this environment for Saturday. And when we look at our Supercell composite parameter overlapping that area, we can see why it could also be really high. Look at these values, 28 to almost 30 on the Supercell composite index. So that's definitely enough to get strong to violent tornadoes along this boundary. And when we go over and look at precipitation forecast, not that, of course. Let's go to composite. We can see this is the NAM. So we go through tonight. Again, these storms really will coalesce into some linear segments like Boeing segments as upscale growth does continue. And then tomorrow, this is where we have our biggest tornado threat, mainly from this line of storms that moves across Iowa. And then the big day comes in where we do have supercells that do develop over Kansas. This is 60 hours out. This is fairly far out, but we can see we could see strong tornadoes along that warm front and along this dry line because of the amount of shear that we're seeing. Okay. Lusa, man, a lot of people in this chat are actually asking me about the Atlantic hurricane season. I know a lot of you are interested in that, and it's very interesting how a lot of you are interested in my hurricane updates, but not my severe weather updates, as severe weather is just as dangerous, if not worse, than hurricanes. More likely, probably because hurricanes impacting much wider population versus severe weather, which impacts a more littler population. I know a lot of you are excited, again, about my May 1st forecast that I will be updating, but patience is important. Please have patience. I promise I'm not going to forget about updating you all. I bet we do this. Let's start this. All right, so I did a poll. If you guys are interested in doing that, it does actually help me out, because if you guys are a lot more interested, and be honest, no biased opinions, I will be fine with that, okay? Because your input and your feedback is very important. If you guys are more interested in me live streaming on the tropics, okay, then that's what we'll do on the channel. All right. Because after all, I am really busy. I'm really busy. So again, vote, vote, vote. Please be honest, no biased opinions. Really think. Okay, if you voted for severe weather live coverage, really think about your vote. All right, please think about your vote and ask yourself, do you see David or Weather Force doing severe weather live coverage or hurricane live coverage? So please be honest. Please ask yourself, no biased opinions. Even you, Diana, okay, even you, Lusa, even you, Chase McLean, really think hard. Maybe even close your eyes and really think hard. Do I see David tracking hurricanes on live streams more than severe weather? What is David most good at? In other words, what do you think I'm most good at? At live streaming, you know. Because the more votes we get, it is going to help. It really is. I'm being honest this time. I'm not joking around with you guys. Okay, I am not. Because honestly, I will be honest with you guys. Okay, because you guys are my favorite. I see myself better in the field at tracking the tropics. I am being honest. I am being really honest. I see myself tracking hurricanes. I enjoy tracking hurricanes. And I enjoy watching them, how they form, where they go. I just like the thermo and fluid dynamics behind hurricanes and live streaming them and doing all of this cool stuff. That's why I always look forward to tracking each hurricane season with you all on the YouTube channel. And I'll be honest, severe weather is not really in my niche because it happens every day and I don't have time uploading or live streaming on severe weather these days. So, in my opinion, do I enjoy live streaming on severe weather? Yes. If it's going to be a moderate or high risk event, I do enjoy it. But if it's going to be a slight risk or even an enhanced risk of severe weather, I mean, there's severe thunderstorms going on, but it's like, man, it's you get the idea. Just kind of comprehend that. Hurricanes, we can forecast those far out in advance and you can track it and see it before it hits someone, So if you haven't voted yet, please do so. And 75% of the viewers, want me to do more severe weather live streaming. I hope that's not because of what's coming up, okay? I don't want you guys to think right now, please take all the severe weather days out of the picture like they don't even exist and really focus. Do I see David live streaming more on severe weather or hurricanes? Please vote honestly. Because the more honest votes I get, the more likelihood, it's going to happen. So, severe weather continues across western Kansas right now. We're talking about severe weather, large hail, damaging winds, and yes, tornadoes. It's tornado genius Mageddon type over the next 3 days. Today, tomorrow, and Saturday, we are looking at strong tornado potential. Yes, 3 days in a row, strong tornado potential will exist in the Midwest and the Northern Plains, including for the High Plains, because this is not our only threat. We're also looking at another trough behind this that will get things even more egregious in days to come. Okay, so that's what we're dealing with. Really active days coming up for severe weather. And we don't have any new sounding. By the way, this was the sounding out of southwestern Kansas from KDDC earlier. And what it does show, we do have a little bit of an inversion. That inversion is still there. I don't think it has really eroded very much. Inversion is still a problem, and that's going to try to prohibit any thunderstorm development. But otherwise, thermodynamically speaking, above this inversion, or if you had an uncapped environment, boy, instability would be very significant here. We're looking at almost 3,000 joules of CAPE with a really, really impressive EML, an elevated mix layer, which is seen here on the sounding. So this right here is your elevated mix layer, and this is where you have your steepest lapse rates. Right above that inversion, really steep. And of course, when you saturate a parcel of air, it is not going to go the lapse rate of the moist adiabatic is not as steep as a dry adiabatic lapse rate. Until you get up to about 200 millibars is when the moist adiabatic lapse rate is now similar to the dry adiabatic lapse rate. That's usually why you can't get thunderstorms or thunderstorm bases at like 3 or 30,000 feet and expect lightning from those, because just the thermodynamic profile doesn't favor that. You get more of your thunderstorms lower in the atmosphere. Unfair question. I love all your hard work. Thank you. Logos and lifestyle. Thank you. Yep, I'm at 19,000 subs. Man, more people are interested in my severe weather coverage, but what's funny is when I live stream it, no one wants to join it. It's hilarious. It makes me laugh. You guys are all interested. I mean, share this. You got to share this because, again, boy, if it weren't for school and work, imagining if I had all the free time in the world like I did like 2 years ago, I would be streaming literally on every slight risk of severe weather, every enhanced risk of severe weather, every moderate and high risk of severe weather. But no one gets free time at my age. So that's what we're dealing with. I just sure hope it doesn't impact the hurricane season. I really hope not. Or else you guys are going to have to get me out of working. I'm not joking. Like, literally, you guys are going to have to talk me out of not working anymore, so I have more free time. So we do have a lot of severe weather going on right now in Kansas. Again, we look at RTMA data. This is actually going to work. We can see thunderstorms here, and if we actually play this, the cool thing about this is we can go all the way out to 300 frames. We're only going to run out to the last 2 hours. And as we play this through, hold on. So this needs to load. All these frames need to load. But we can see how convection evolves. All right, Mindy Weeks. Actually, I should put it both on there instead of just one of a choice. I bet you, though, if I do this same poll during the hurricane season, you all are going to be like, 1,000 votes will go to hurricane live coverage or severe weather live coverage. Or more like hurricane live coverage than severe weather live coverage. I know you guys have a biased opinion. It's because of what we're dealing with right now. Don't be... I'm reading your guys' mind. I know what you guys are thinking of right now. Don't be hiding that. And so what we're dealing with right now is thunderstorms. And once we play this through, you'll see. You can see how these storms... Man, these are still loading frames in. Unbelievable. It's taking forever. But you can see how the thunderstorms evolve. I'll be right back, you guys. See, this is partially why I can't go live sometimes, because family calls me down. Sorry about that, everybody. Yep, got family visiting. So, like I said, definitely some severe weather going on. And if we actually go up to the north here, you can see where we have the stable layer. In Nebraska, take a look at this. In Grant Wallace, seeing definitely some anvils out of this. And this is because we have a highly unstable atmosphere that is to the south, and these storms want to form along that boundary, right? And once they get into the stable sector, they become more elevated in nature. But look at just how these are blowing up, and you can see the stratus here. And even that stratus is beginning to lift away ever so slightly. It's probably even trying to come back in. It mixed out a little bit in Cedar Bluff earlier. But if we go further south, this is where we have a well-mixed atmosphere right here. You can see these cumulus buildups and then cumulonimbuses right along that dry line. Isn't that cool? Pretty cool to see that. And this is, again, part of that severe weather event that we're seeing. And here is the boundary. This colder air coming in. St. John, Maxville. If you're in the Preston area, Byers, with this nice boundary that is basically pretty much stalled out at the moment. And we have some elevated convection that did initialize, but now those storms are more likely elevated. These storms over here are also elevated because they are above the boundary. You can see some of those storms right there where that stratus deck actually is. So this is the latest. And yeah, we have a really intense tower there in Winona at the moment. And that's where we have the strongest cell right now, producing 2-inch hail. Producing 2-inch hail. So if you guys are new to the stream, please consider subscribing and sharing this. Sharing is caring. And again, this is elevated in nature, El Dorado Springs. You can see some of those storms coming down out of the northwest. Actually, let's kind of do this. There we go. So we can see these storms once this actually loads. Can see a lot of these storms are indeed elevated. See those storms right there, kind of developing along that warm front. We have a new storm now in western Kansas. This has some large hail with it. See if there's any rotation. We do see a little bit of rotation in Triburn area, but nothing too substantial at the moment. We have a little bit more tighter rotation here over Herndon at the moment. This is moving into McCook in Herndon. We have some rotation. Yeah, there's a little bit of a supercell on that. So that is a storm we're going to have to really watch. What's up, Mindy? How are you doing? In Oberlin, Kansas. Oberlin. So in Oberlin, Kansas, you are going to get severe weather tonight. There is certainly a tornado threat. Possibly a strong tornado or two might develop in that vicinity over the next 2 to 3 hours as these storms become better mature. There's one down here to your southwest, Colby, if you're in Brewster, very intense supercell that is headed towards the Oberlin at the moment. And Servant of Righteousness is your name, so maybe we'll have to add you to the map. You are now on the map. So, yeah, so if you're Servant of Righteousness in Oberlin, yeah, definitely some intense storms. And they are developing. Some storm mergers going on, though. But either way you put it, definitely a tornado watch is issued. Gosh, look at this storm down here to the south in Russell Springs and Monument in Kansas. Oakley got 4-inch hail marker on that puppy right now. 4-inch hail on that storm. Definitely some major hail being detected on Doppler radar with that one storm. My gosh, that's some big hail right now. That is destructive. That will do a lot of damage. Let's actually kind of do a 3D analysis on these storms to actually see with what we're seeing. So, these are the storms that we're seeing that are along this, or that are developing. And you can see the 3D on that. Definitely some intense storms. Organized, too. So if you haven't voted yet, please consider doing so. We're already seeing a storm pop up right here near Wallace. But at the moment, we're not seeing any tornado warnings. You're very welcome, Servant of Righteousness. So again, we are watching the radar very closely here for any tornado warnings that might get issued. So if you are in western Kansas, that is what we're monitoring right now. Lots of severe thunderstorm warnings. Tribune, you're in Leoti. Colby right now getting some active weather right now. This still has a lot of rotation, yet they have not warned that for a tornado yet. There's definitely rotation. So if you are on the 17 and we just got a new radar scan, yeah, that rotation is awfully strong right now. So, yeah, so that's headed right towards McCook right now. Indiola. In Oberlin right now in Kansas, some of these storms could clip your area. Right now they are moving pretty much due north-northeast at about 20 to 35 miles an hour. But that doesn't mean storms could pop up out ahead of this, too. So in Selden, right now there's no convection over your area, but we could see these storms pop up in cluster. Hey, Justin, welcome. Please subscribe if you haven't already and share this live stream with your family and friends on social media. Only 8 people watching, so if you guys have not shared this, that would really help out a lot. Thank you. Wow, in Syracuse, Kansas, wind gust up to 45 miles an hour right now. Wow, that low-level flow, that low-level jet really picking up. Really picking up right now. And that's feeding these storms. So definitely some strong winds out ahead of this. Right now in Tribune, if you're in Sharon Springs, yeah, these storms are actually clustering and developing. And yeah, these are going to get into the Sharon Springs here. Actually, there's one storm that's really intensifying near Wallace, Sharon Springs, Kansas. It's where we're seeing increasing lightning activity with that. We did get a couple of wind reports. Train spotter reports, weather station measured winds 50 miles an hour. So getting some wind gusts over 50 on that weather station. Which means these storms are pretty strong. We have a little bit of a radar hole here, but we are seeing some storms down here to the south that are producing hailstones of at least 2 to almost 3 inches in diameter. So we got some big hail. If you guys haven't voted yet, please consider doing so, or else I will end the poll. Only 36 votes. That's not very many compared to my previous polls that I've done. So if you're in Holyoke, storm ready to move into that area right now. There's a lot of heavy rainfall, some strong winds with that, and yes, some big time hail. Actually, I'm going to end that poll. I'm going to create a new poll with a different question. Wow, that storm really intensified. Boy, this storm right now, if you're in Holyoke right now in Colorado, wow, that storm is... We had a pixel of 78 decibels on that. 78 decibels. So in Holyoke, once again, please get prepared for some very large hail on that. That has a 3.5-inch hail stone marker on it. So there, that could have some monster hail. Monster hail. Live radar, have storm chaser footage. Got 4 votes so far. Once again, people like my live radar coverage. Six votes. Man, everyone likes my live radar coverage, not the storm chaser or cameras. Which, by the way, storm chaser footage does include live webcams. Okay, that does include live webcams. We did get some damaging wind reports in South Dakota, part of this line that is moving pretty quickly. That is moving pretty quick. That is definitely hauling with winds along that are fairly strong. We have 53 to even 60 mile an hour winds on that. So if you're in Wannabe, Kadoka, please take shelter. That's going to have a lot of wind with it. A lot of wind. 10 votes on the poll so far, and 78% like my live radar. Man, no one voted for live speakers or be more enthused, which means I'm enthused enough. That's a good thing. Okay, we have a turquoise pixel again. It's 76 decibels, so that is a monstrous supercell right now. Look at the wind. Easterly at 46 miles an hour, gusting at 46. The winds are really intense where that surface low is forming. We just got a lightning warning here. That's right, you're getting some afternoon storms. We have a thunderstorm moving in at Williams right now. That has a severe warning on it. And that's for 60 mile an hour winds and hail. That's a significant warning, actually, for Arizona. We might be getting more surface-based convection with the southern extent of this line. Getting a little bit of rotation on that. So what do you... Okay, so that's good to know. Thank you, JC Toys. Man, there's a lot of severe thunderstorm warnings. 14 of them right now. 14 of them. Wow, we got one that has 2-inch hail. That's the southernmost warning right now that we have. So we have 14 severe thunderstorm warnings at the moment. Storm really trying to get a bit better organized near the Holyoke area. Wow, we got some rotation on this. Some convergence. Got a little bit of convergence. Be our next tornado-producing storm. After all, there is a tornado watch in this area, so that would be a storm that we really gotta watch to see if that rotation actually gets more stronger in Colorado near Holyoke. You can see that confluence right there, where we have the beige colors meeting the green. It's where we have a little bit of rotation and confluence, which means the updraft is starting to intensify. If that continues to intensify, you might get a tornado warning out of that. This is what we're looking at right now. Some menacing storms, especially down here in Kansas, is where we are seeing most of the action. If we play this through, you could really see, could very well be having a surface low form right here, where I think that's shaping up to being. Can really see what it's showing right now with those storms. Really intense. No tornado warnings right now. We did have a few earlier, but there's no tornado warnings at the moment. This storm near Holyoke in Colorado is the strongest. That's storm that we have right now that has the biggest potential for some large hail. KCMO, he's not going to be on tonight because I'm going to be actually headed out of here by about 5 o'clock. Maybe a little later. If you guys haven't voted yet, please consider doing so. I just wanted to let you know that 37 of you voted for my last poll, and 64% of you did want me to do severe weather live coverage more, but during hurricane season, we will be doing a lot more of that too. Servant of Righteousness, thank you for the $2 donation. I do appreciate that. And once we get enough votes in, I'll have one more poll for you guys. And then, yeah. So if you guys are new to the stream, again, we are tracking severe weather right now. This is in western Kansas. We're looking at southwestern Nebraska as well as eastern Colorado, where we do have some intense thunderstorms. One that's developing over Holyoke at the moment. That's going to be one of our segments that will be translating eastward over the next 3 to 5 hours. But look at all of the hail markers that we're seeing. 2 to 3 to even 4 inches with some of these storms. So definitely a lot of instability, some big time hail that Doppler radar is picking up on. And that is why we're seeing some of the large hail markers, even some reports to confirm that, just to show you just how large the hail actually is in some of these storms. And that's the big threat today was going to be the big hail production because of all the instability, the moisture that we're seeing coming in from the south with warm temperatures. That's going to lead to a lot of concerns for strong thunderstorm potential. We're not seeing anything across northern Texas at the moment, but we are seeing a lot of activity in western Kansas. So if you guys are new, share this, like the stream. Because again, I do try to doing more of these live streams. I'm going to try, I promise. And based on my schedule of each week, I'm planning to do at least a hangout live stream with you all. Just to talk about weather, just to have some fun. But I've not been able to establish that yet. Also, if you guys want to participate in my Weather Force Discord server, if you guys are interested, please. Actually, I want to make sure the link is validated. Oh, oh my gosh, I'm gonna laugh at myself. The link is not there. I thought I put it in. Probably you guys were wondering if I even had a Discord server until you just saw this. So if you guys want to join the Discord server, the link is in the description of this live stream. You could also go to here, and that's the server. So if you all want to participate in it, please consider doing so. We've had this server up for a while and had some interaction, so that's great. I'm glad you all are liking the server. But in the meantime, we're going to be just watching radar for any potential supercells that could become tornadic. Right now, we're not seeing anything other than this storm right here had something with it earlier, but now kind of falling apart. So 20 votes so far. Boy, it's a close tie with having storm chasing footage that includes live webcams and live radar, which what I'm using right now. Of course, you all are going to vote number one for live radar because that's how these streams are sort of successful. But I used to be a lot more successful with my severe weather live streams recently. And the chat is dead. That's probably one of the reasons why my streams are not successful, because no one's interacting a lot. And YouTube doesn't like that. Which But at least my view duration's pretty good, though, at 6 minutes. So that is good news. So if you guys are new, Sharon Springs, Wallace, McAllister, we are seeing severe thunderstorms. And especially up here in Holyoke, it's where we have 3-inch hail marker. Some of these storms are producing some really, really large hail right now. So here is the risk of severe weather today across northern Texas, western Oklahoma, western central Kansas, and Nebraska is where we do have that enhanced risk of severe weather. This is a level 3 out of 5 on the severity index of severe weather. This is driven by a little area of a 10% significant for tornadoes, largely just a 5% though, for the most part for the high plains. This is driven by a 30 sig for large hail with that enhanced risk. And down here in Oklahoma, where we are waiting for storms to initialize, that's where we have a 30% non-sig for damaging winds. Okay, so mainly a tornado and hail threat to the north, transitioning down to a damaging wind threat into Oklahoma and portions of northeastern Texas-ish. Well, northern Texas. So when you what was I thinking? All right. So take a look at our latest warnings. We have quite a few still. 15 severe thunderstorm warnings, all in Kansas. Starting to get more kind of clustering of storms, more semi-discrete supercells. Nothing that gets our attention yet. Nothing with any strong to violent rotation that would warrant a tornado warning at all. But definitely some strong winds and some big time hail with these storms, especially down here where we are seeing another patch of intense rainfall and hail that is moving over Sharon Springs, Wallace, McAllister, Russell Springs. So if you guys, there's a third vote. I know a lot of the whole polls coming in today. This is kind of like one of those severe weather live streams where I have a lot of questions I need to ask you all. You know, then that's part of why they have it. You know, they have these polls for a reason. It's to engage any hail size reports. Yes, we have had 1.5 inches of hail reports. That's the biggest so far today. Actually, I'm going to get rid of this. And we're just going to get rid of radar for a second. And get rid of our warnings so then we can focus on what our reports were. So actually this doesn't count over here. So we're not going to have that. So these are our reports so far. Actually, it's probably more better if we use, if we actually use GR2 analysis. So we have had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 hail reports within the last hour. And we also have had thunderstorm wind gusts with up to 50 miles an hour. So no wind damage yet. No wind damage yet. What's up, Daniel Weed? How are you doing? Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. Definitely some storms. These are really blowing up right now. This is where we're seeing that intense storm moving into Wallace County. And looking at 3D on that, definitely looks quite strong. So we got new warnings. So if you guys haven't voted yet, I know this is like the third poll. There will be one more after this. That one will be a lot easier to answer, probably more than likely. So we have lots of severe thunderstorm warnings going on. Let's actually go back to radar Omega. This is what we're seeing right now. If we look at the 3D, you can definitely see how intense on the spikiness gives us an idea just how intense these storms actually are. The higher the reflectivity goes, the more intense the storms actually end up being. And that's what we're seeing. Now, hopefully no nocturnal tornadoes. We shall see if that picks up tonight. This is the area of strongest tornado potential today. We can confirm that by looking at the day one SPC outlook on the tornado risk. This is literally the highest area that we will see or could see a strong tornado. And that basically is where the severe thunderstorm warning is. Another warning. Again, for the same area, so we're talking about a severe thunderstorm warning for southwestern Nebraska. And there is Son of Righteousness. Literally got hit with some rain earlier. And here comes more stronger storms. So this is what we're watching. This cluster of storms. So, yeah, so if you are in Sharon Springs, if you're in the Kobe area, definitely a lot of clustering is going on, but these are still supercellular because if we look at the radar, this is what we have right now. A cluster, or more of like a little mini storm cluster there. We got a supercell here, another cluster up here. So definitely a mess. And that's probably what's keeping these storms from producing a strong tornado, but we have had a tornado report earlier. In fact, if we go to the Storm Prediction Center right now, We've had 3 tornado reports today with 32 hail reports. So again, hail driven so far. And we're just going to have to watch. See how this pans out. But you can really see this boundary. Just how it just stays there. Look at it. Just does not move very much at all. And it finally really migrates. Be very cool to just kind of race ahead of that boundary. Be a little exciting. I don't know what's worse, a tornado or a hurricane. I would say a hurricane is a lot worse because a hurricane can... Well, a tornado is really, really bad, but it's going to be moving through your area quicker. Versus a hurricane could last up to a day or so. So all in all, I would say tornado and hurricane are both equally bad. But on duration side, hurricane takes the lead of being the worst because it takes longer for a Category 5 hurricane to move over a point on a map versus a EF5 tornado that can do it much faster. See what I mean? So Goodland, Colby right now, again, we have a lot of storm clustering. In fact, let me see if I could do something here. Should I actually stand up in front of the green screen? Let me know if you guys want me to. So I could really point to some of these storms. My audio might sound a little funny because I'm using my my Blue Yeti. It's what I'm actually using. So if you're in Sharon Springs right now, again, we are dealing with some heavy rainfall, gusty winds, and even some large hail. A lot of lightning strikes with this. Let's see if there's any rotation on that Wallace storm. And there is really not much rotation. We do have an outflow boundary right here. Kind of a stalled out front. If we look at the velocities, you can take note of that. Again, easterly wind here. Got southwesterly flow here. This boundary is trying to recover. Trying to recover a little bit. Yes, do it. I will do it since we have 30 people watching. All right, let me get my scene together. Black screen warning, folks. We got a black screen, but that will dissipate in a second. There we go. We have a normal screen. But I'm going to be using my Blue Yeti mic, so I might sound a little distant. I hope you guys are okay with that. Because my mic, I don't know how good my little clip-on mic is. Probably not the best. Probably not the best at all. All right, so we're actually going to go over to and get my webcam working here. Let's get that webcam. But we have an issue. Got to get rid of this first. Hold on. So let me get rid of the effect. There we go. And I love Streamlabs sometimes. So my screen is about to disappear here. So get ready for this. Okay, let me bring this up. So we're not pulling on cords. That would be really bad if we pull on any cords. Okay, I need to adjust my focus on the camera. It's in autofocus and it likes to go in manual mode, or I want it in manual mode is what I want it in. Let me fix that. Okay, so we should be good. Perfect. It should work. Theoretically, it should work. Okay, so let me fix that. There we go. So, let's actually point. Do some pointing like what a teacher will do, right? You guys are my students, I'm the teacher. So let me see if I can do... If I could put up here... Okay, here we are. This is what we need. Okay, so it's really laggy. So this is basically where we have our boundary. I'm trying to do this. Okay, let me make my mic a little bit more hypersensitive so it picks up the audio. Okay, 1, 2, test. 1, 2, test. Okay, 1, 2, test. That should be good. You guys should be able to hear me now, being really far from the computer. So, we just got a new severe thunderstorm warning, so we're actually going to just use the one window because it is actually hard to see. I don't have the best vision. So this is our storm that we're watching right now. So again, if you are in Sharon Springs, this storm right here is going that way. Okay, so again, I'm looking at the camera. Some of you in my last video said I was not looking at the camera, so I'm going to try my best. But I'm also looking at my OBS studio too, because that's basically where my mirrored screen is. So right here is where we are seeing the heaviest rain, maybe some very large hail with that. That's the one to the north. We're also watching all of this activity going north as well. And if we go even further north than that, look at this little guy right here. Very, very, very large hail with this one. Maybe some very heavy rain. We even have a hail marker here of 1 inch. So right there, we're seeing 1 inch of hail being reported or being detected on our dual pole radar. Let me zoom in a little bit here. Do a little bit of a zoom in. There we go. Okay. Oh, there we go. We're fine. So, yes, this is what we're watching right here. This storm, impressive. Really impressive. Oh, also, we have a supercell right over here towards Kobe as well. Look at the hook on there. That is beginning to notch around. You can see that. Another one of these pop-up supercells, and this is what we look for, folks. Think about the hodograph. Okay, the hodograph that I like to show you, and I'm actually going to bring that up here on screen, on the green screen type setup, so I can kind of point easily. So this is what we look for, okay, is this structure. Think about a hodograph, right? On sounding, this is kind of what it would represent. This kind of gives us an idea of what supercells will do and what they might look like if they take full advantage of the atmosphere, right? So we are seeing a fairly organized supercell, and I'm actually touching it. Look at that. I'm actually touching it. Look at it. I'm touching it, folks. I'm touching it. I love that. I can touch these supercells. So that is what we're seeing. So let's go over to our numerical weather models. Let's go to RAP. I love RAP. And this is basically right now. Actually, let's do the NAM nest because the NAM nest is probably going to be more current. Yes, so this is pretty much of what we're seeing as of 0Z. 0Z is right here. So if you click on a sounding right in this environment, let's bring that up. Come on. Okay, so I can make that bigger. Can I make it bigger? I could actually make it bigger. That's lovely. That's lovely. So this is what we look for when it comes to supercell formation. So what we have here is our hodograph. Okay, and this gives us an idea of what the wind profile is doing. So see these wind barbs right in here? See those wind barbs? That's the wind profile in the vertical. So at the surface, we have southerly wind or even southeasterly wind. And then you don't go very far up, it gets really strong. So this right here is representing speed shear. Not much directional change with the wind with height. And then once you get, say, above, say, 3 kilometers, then it becomes more directional shear. Because now we're seeing the hodograph. There's curvature here. Now it's not significant, even so it's curved. I would like to see purples and then reds over here. This is yellows, which means this is really high up. Which means we don't have a whole lot of strong deep layer shear going on. But you can see the vertical wind profile right in here. Southerly wind, you turn southwesterly up here at about, say, 500 millibars, and then you go all the way up here to about 200 millibars. You're looking at more west-southwesterly flow. And what we're seeing is our equilibrium level. Okay, this is showing us where the parcel is no longer buoyant. So if you lift a parcel, it's going to condense and it's going to be warmer than the virtual air temperature that's in red. And that's how you get thunderstorms that are very intense, very intense. And then, of course, this green line is your dew point line. your dew point lapse rate. So is the air drying aloft, right? Is that what we're seeing? And that's clearly what we see right in front of you on the screen when you're staring at this. So a little bit of an elevated mixed layer, a little bit of a cap involved here on the sounding. But boy, if this was not capped, this would be very unstable, very unstable. Large cape all the way up to the top. Now looking at the instability here, we're looking at 3,000 joules of cape. You can see it down here, 3,000 joules of cape. 3,000 joules. What's up? Read more. How are you doing? And also, still studying what the storm slinky is all about, but it's similar. Has to do similarity to our hodograph that we have over here. Now I want to show you a hodograph that looks very concerning for, oh my gosh, very concerning actually. This is very, very bad. Let's click here. Come on, load. This is a much more significant hodograph. Take note of that. Winds are veering really substantially. And you can take a look at the wind profile down here too. Taking note, southeasterly flow quickly veers to the southwest. So that's a veered back pattern that we're seeing. And once that happens, we get tornadogenesis. If the atmosphere over here is cooperating, and in this case, it is cooperating. No capping inversion for Saturday across Oklahoma and Kansas. Very unstable. Look at how high that lifted parcel goes. All up to 200 millibars. So a highly unstable atmosphere that we're dealing with here on our hodograph. Let's put up another one. Let's see if you can find one that's even more significant. Oh gosh, yeah, this one's more significant. You can see right here, got purple, got red, and got green. Look at how far. That is pretty much southwesterly, so veering all the way up to about 500 millibars. That is very, very concerning. That would give us a strong tornado. Even though it's not on here on the potential hazard time, we need to really look at that photograph, why this is important. And of course, we have a lot of instability to work with. Little bit of a cap though, little bit of a cap. And you can see it right here. Let me look at the camera here. What I'm pointing right there's where you have your little capping inversion. But right here is really substantial. Right along that warm front, let's see if we can click on another sounding. See if this one looks a little bit more classic. Oh, yes. Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh. That is very, very significant. Very significant. Not much backing, not much veered back pattern here. This is more backing, but not going this way. So very good venting on that storm. So that is definitely, there's no capping inversion on that. No cap. No capping inversion. So that's why we look at photographs to better see what we're dealing with. So right now we're keeping an eye on a storm in Holyoke. Right now, another discrete supercell here. Not much rotation on this at the moment, We got a little bit of a clear inflow notch on this, just a little bit. And of course, we got some really, really heavy rain on the Holyoke storm. I wonder if this will actually pan. This will actually pan for us. Let's see. Darn it. Doesn't work. Doesn't work with this. So that's one storm that we're watching right now. Especially this line right here. This is getting a little organized. You can see it right here. Heavy rain going all the way south and southwest into portions there of Colorado. This is really all we have left for the time being, especially this storm cluster. Oh, spoke too soon. So we have a new severe thunderstorm warning. It's this storm that we have right down here is where we have the heaviest rain and maybe some large hail. And that warning, you can see it flashing right here. This just got released. So if you are in the Grinnell area, if you are in Monument, please take shelter. This is a strong thunderstorm capable of producing some heavy rain and some large hail. See, good job on the wall. Thank you, Rebecca. I'm probably going to reserve this for live streams and just make my videos via just the webcam with the background image of me not pointing. You know what I mean. The little webcam on the top right side. Was that a new warning? I thought I heard a new warning. No, it wasn't. Okay. So this is really where our storm cluster is going on right now. So, yeah, we're going to watch this storm cluster very closely. Lots of heavy rainfall and some gusty winds with this. And some of these storms are supercellular. We got a supercell down here. We got a supercell right over here. And we have another one up here. And you can see the kidney bean shape right in here. Some kidney bean shape, a little bit of a kidney bean shape here, and not much down there. But yeah, nice looking storm cluster that we're watching. All right, so now I'm going to transition back. I'm actually going to go back. Five o'clock. So, yeah. So we have 30 votes already. If you guys haven't voted yet, please consider doing so. Please consider doing so. We're down to 4. We're down to 5 severe thunderstorm warnings. Oh, we have a new storm that is popping up in Tribune. Another storm there for 2-inch hail. Big hail. Again, 22 of you. If you haven't voted yet, please consider doing so. Actually going to end the poll in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So if you haven't voted yet, please do so. I'm going to end the poll very soon here. And then I have one more poll to share with you all. This is the last poll. Whoa, we got an intense storm in Holyoke right now, boy. We got a 2.25-inch hail marker on that storm in Holyoke. That should be severe warned. That is a very strong thunderstorm, very strong supercell right now. Really big hail on that. And 74, 75 decibels. Man, 50-50. 50-50. This is just one. I'm just testing you guys, you know. 8 of you, or 4 of you guys want me to delete my channel, and 4 of you guys don't. What a weird poll. 50-50. Hopefully you guys are joking around when you guys voted yes, delete my YouTube channel. Five votes of yes and no. Oh my goodness. What's up, Roy Glaze? How are you doing? Easy. That's an easy one. An easy poll answer. What's a storm map? What do you mean by storm map? So we're watching this storm cluster right now, northwestern Kansas. So, if you're in Colby right now, just this storm cluster is left. If you guys haven't voted yet, please consider doing so. We already up to 20 votes. So it's more than likely very easy to answer. There's no hard issue. Welcome back, Broken Wing. How are you? You're very welcome, Kitty Diggins. Yes. Even so there's not much going on, I'm always happy to live stream when I'm able to. So there's no rotation with any of these storms other than we're just seeing some large hail and some gusty winds with a lot of these, potentially damaging, in fact. Nothing too substantial. Man, 50-50 with the vote. And again, the question is, should I delete my YouTube channel? And 10 of you say yes, and 10 of you say no. So 50-50 right now with that. I'm surprised 10 of you even voted yes on that. Thank you, Kitty. So again, if you guys haven't voted yet, please consider doing so. And also, if you want to join the Weather Force Discord server, I would highly recommend doing so. It's a lot of fun. You cannot miss out on anything. It's a lot of fun. It really is. And this is what the server looks like. There's a lot we post in there. A lot of people just been active in general chat. But if you want to participate in the server, there is a link in the description. There's a link in the description of this live stream to where you can join. It is free. There is no cost whatsoever. Thank you so much. All right. I think, well, this warning expires in 3 minutes. It's really doesn't pick up until late tonight is when the worst of this looks to develop. Oh no, we broke the tie. 21 votes. And 52% of the people want me to delete my channel. They want me to, which would really suck. While ten people want me to not delete my YouTube channel. Which I'm surprised. What's up, Donnie? What do you mean by the plus symbol? Oh, we got a new warning. So we have 6 severe thunderstorm warnings again in northwestern Kansas. 23 votes. Okay, it's a win for the no. Oh, never mind. Oh, catching up. Catching up. No. It's going to be interesting. It really is. Reference, that is the poll right there. Welcome program SPD to the server. I don't know yet, Broken Wing. I don't know yet. Just depends. If you haven't voted yet, please consider doing so. The more votes we get in, the better the decision will end up being. And we're winning on the no side, so that's good. Oh, nope, never mind. Never mind, it's a tie. It's a tie again. No, it's a tie. Shoot. So we're going to keep an eye on the severe weather. Goodland, Kobe, if you're in Oakley, Monument, Grinnell, if you're in Rexford, if you're in Atwood, if you're in St. Francis, if you're in Bird City, McDonald, if you're in Herndon, please take shelter again. That really has clustered up. And that is one intense line. We're up to 30 votes. But unfortunately, we have a tie. So that means 15 votes say delete the channel and 15 votes say do not delete the channel. That's really disturbing. That really is. Oh, now it's not a tie. It's not a tie. Not a tie now. Good. I'm still going to think hard. Kitty, welcome to the server. 34 votes. We got 34 votes. Oh my gosh. It's... because I felt like doing it, Chase. That's why I want to talk to you after the stream. I really do need to talk to you after the stream. So... and it was a basic question as well. Just a very basic question. Very interesting. We are seeing a lot of lightning strikes. Right here. A lot of lightning strikes. High-based thunderstorms. 40 votes almost. And almost a tie still. Almost a tie. Chase, I don't know if you got my message. All right, it's fine. It's fine. I don't know yet. Lynette O'Brien, I'm not sure yet what I'm going to do. It's hard to see it being a tie. Almost a tie. Almost a tie. If you haven't voted yet, please consider doing so. We have another severe thunderstorm warning. So if you guys are new, we're tracking severe weather continuously in the Kansas area. We're watching it in Kansas and Nebraska. Lots of lightning strikes are ongoing, which indicates updrafts are strong. Man, this is a tie. This is disturbing. Oh, this is disturbing. Almost 25 people want me to delete my channel, and 24 people want me to not delete my channel. That's very, very scary. That's very disturbing. Probably not the good idea to put that question out. All right, everybody, 50 votes. That's not bad. 50 votes. What's up, John? Please do not. I swear. That was serious, John. Oh my gosh, that was serious. I just don't have as much time. I really don't. That's kind of why I put this poll out. You know, just to see what you know. There's always a bad ending or a good ending to something, right? Gosh, 26 yes, 26 no makes 52. That's up there. That is up there. But it's fine. It's fine. Hurricane season needs you, dude. I agree. North Shore trading. All right. Any questions before I head off? Any questions? Any questions at all? Please ask me those right now. Man, 60 votes and it's a tie. That's 30-30. 30 yes, 30 no. It's actually bad. That's actually really bad. So, I mean, I know it's a small number, but boy, if it's 50-50 at this high of a number, that's not good. That's not good at all. Thank you so much, Kitty. Saturday, Aiden. I believe Saturday's severe weather risk will certainly be moderate. It's going to go moderate. So, yeah, Saturday is going to go moderate. I am not going to be able to live stream that because I have a lot going on. So I won't be able to live stream that event, unfortunately. And that's what's hurt my channel, because I've not been able to live stream these events. And no one relies on me anymore. It's just terrible. It's unfortunate, but I'm sorry. I can't ignore family stuff. That comes first. David, I'm forecasting moderate. Okay. It's hail-driven moderate? No, I think it's going to be tornado-driven. Probably a 15% significant for tornadoes. And possibly maybe even a 45 significant for large hail. $60-60 now. That's 30 yes, 30 no. So, yeah, I'm pretty disappointed. I really am. But it is what it is. That's how you guys feel. That I can't do anything about that. It's freedom of speech. It's what it is. Freedom of speech. But anyways, thank you all for tuning in to today's severe weather live coverage. It is 5:30 and I'll be back with you more maybe soon. We'll see about that. We'll see. Maybe this is the last live stream you will see on my channel. And probably the last time you'll see me on YouTube. We'll see about that. All right. If you don't wake up to a YouTube